how scary is sleep deprivation. It doesn't just make you irritable in severe cases. It can be deadly. The United Nations has long classified sleep deprivation as a form of torture, and the longer it lasts, the more damage it inflicts on the human body. While people differ in their tolerance for lack of sleep, one thing is certain. The longer you stay awake, the worse your body and mind will become. After 18 hours without sleep, you may start to feel drunk. At this point, your blood alcohol concentration back is equivalent to 0, 5% about the same as having 3 to 4 drinks in 2 hours. Your reactions slow and your steps become unsteady. To 24 hours awake, things get worse. Your buck rises to about 0%, which exceeds the legal drunk driving limit in every U.S. state. You may feel groggy, less alert, and lose coordination as if wearing a fatigue blindfold. You might even experience double vision or blurred vision. If you drink alcohol at this stage, its effects will be amplified by your exhaustion. 36 hours without sleep, symptoms escalate. Your body's defense system begins to fail. Immunity drops, leaving you more vulnerable to infections. Hallucinations start to appear, most commonly visual distortions, but you might also feel phantom touches or hear voices. At 48 hours, this becomes outright torture. Because of the severe consequences, most countries now prohibit such experiments on humans. At this point, you may begin to detach from reality, hallucinations intensify, and you may experience depersonalization, feeling disconnected from yourself and the world. Some even report out-of-body sensations. Alongside this come anxiety, irritability, and overwhelming stress. Your mind is on the verge of collapse. By 72 hours awake, your brain is completely hijacked by exhaustion. Aside from wanting to sleep, you can't think about anything else. Even simple tasks, getting dressed or have a meal, feel nearly impossible. Both physical fatigue and emotional dysregulation hit extreme levels, and the smallest trigger may cause a breakdown. Hallucinations become more real. You might see a stranger, a bear, or a car that doesn't exist. Interestingly, many sleep deprivation studies report shared hallucinations, the most famous being the head illusion, a sensation of pressure on the head, as if wearing an invisible hat. These symptoms can also sow the seeds of paranoia, depression, and delusional thinking. At 96 hours without sleep, you fully lose touch with reality. Severe hallucinations and paranoia lead to sleep deprivation psychosis, in which you live entirely within your distorted perceptions. Historically, women accused of being witches were subjected to prolonged sleep deprivation until they broke down into such psychosis. Hallucinations and incoherent speech were treated as confessions, which led to convictions. By the 5th day, mental health deteriorated sharply, delusions replace reality, brain function collapses, organ failure may follow, and in extreme cases, it can result in death. A good news, recovering from acute sleep deprivation is surprisingly simple. Just sleep. However, chronic sleep loss is another story, bringing long-term risks such as weight gain, acne, headaches, and high blood pressure. Research shows that losing just 1 hour of sleep can take up to 4 days to fully recover. Instead of staying up late and relying on catch-up sleep, it's better to go to bed earlier, aim for 7-8 hours of sleep per night, so you never have to make up for lost rest in the first place.